For decades, governments, corporations, and powerful institutions kept secrets so big that if people had known the truth at the time, the world might have reacted very differently. Some of these secrets were denied outright. Others were laughed off as conspiracy theories. And a few were only revealed because someone made a mistake. A document was declassified, or a whistleblower decided the truth mattered more than their own safety. Today, we're counting down 10 secrets the world didn't learn until years, sometimes decades later. Let's start with a secret that sounds like science fiction, but turned out to be very real. For years, the public believed mind control experiments were just the stuff of movies. But in the 1950s, the US government secretly ran a program known as MK Ultra. The goal was to see if human behavior could be controlled using drugs, hypnosis, isolation, and psychological torture. Unwitting civilians, prisoners, and even soldiers were given substances like LSD without their consent. Some people suffered lifelong trauma, and a few even died. The program was officially denied for decades, until documents were revealed in the 1970s. Even then, much of the evidence had already been destroyed, meaning the full truth may never be known. Next is a secret that literally sat in the sky above people's heads. For years, governments denied the existence of advanced surveillance satellites capable of reading fine details from space. The public was told such technology was impossible or exaggerated. But declassified information later revealed that by the 1960s, spy satellites could already capture images clear enough to track vehicles and military installations in astonishing detail. Entire Cold War strategies were shaped by information gathered from orbit, all while the public believed space photography was still blurry and unreliable. Now let's talk about something much closer to home. For decades, the tobacco industry publicly claimed there was no definitive proof that smoking caused cancer. Internal documents later revealed the truth. Tobacco companies knew as early as the 1950s that cigarettes were addictive and deadly. They funded fake studies, paid scientists to cast doubt, and carefully shaped public messaging to protect profits. Millions of people trusted those reassurances, unaware that the danger had already been confirmed behind closed doors. Another secret involved one of the most powerful weapons ever created. When the atomic bomb was developed during World War II, the public was told almost nothing about the long-term effects of radiation. Survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were studied extensively, but their suffering was often downplayed or ignored. For decades, governments minimized the risks of radiation exposure, even as nuclear testing contaminated land, water, and people. Only later did documents reveal how much was known and withheld about radiation sickness, birth defects, and environmental damage. Here's a secret that reshaped the digital world. In the early days of the internet, it was presented as a free, open space designed for communication and knowledge sharing. What wasn't widely known was how deeply intelligence agencies were involved from the beginning. Many core technologies behind the internet were funded or developed by military and intelligence organizations. Decades later, leaked documents confirmed widespread mass surveillance programs that collected data from emails, phone calls, and online activity across the globe, far beyond what most people ever imagined. Now let's go back even further in time. For years, the true scale of ancient civilizations was underestimated. Entire cities were thought to be myths or exaggerations. One example is the ancient city of Troy. For centuries, historians believed it was purely legendary. It wasn't until the late 19th century that archaeological excavations proved Troy was real, and even more complex than the myths suggested. Similar discoveries have since revealed that ancient societies were far more advanced than previously admitted. Next is a secret hidden deep underwater. During the Cold War, nuclear submarines collided, sank, and nearly triggered disasters. And the public never knew. One of the most famous cases involved a Soviet submarine that sank with nuclear weapons on board. Both sides secretly raced to recover information, while publicly denying anything had happened. The ocean floor still contains wrecks with radioactive material, the existence of which was only confirmed decades later. Now let's talk about food, something everyone trusts. For decades, sugar companies secretly funded research to shift blame for heart disease away from sugar and onto fat. Internal records revealed that scientists were paid to downplay sugar's role in health problems, while promoting misleading conclusions. The public was encouraged to consume low-fat but high-sugar products, shaping diets worldwide. Only many years later did the documents surface, revealing how deeply public health guidance had been manipulated. This next secret involves one of the most famous monuments on Earth. When the Great Pyramid of Giza was studied in the early 20th century, certain findings didn't fit accepted historical timelines. Evidence of advanced engineering techniques was often dismissed or quietly ignored. Recent scans have revealed previously unknown chambers and voids inside the pyramid, proving that even today, we don't fully understand how or why it was built. For decades, researchers suspected more existed, but lacked the technology to prove it, and institutions were hesitant to challenge long-standing narratives. And finally, the number one secret the world hid for decades. For years, governments insisted that unidentified flying objects were simply misidentified aircraft, weather balloons, or mass hysteria. Reports from pilots and radar operators were dismissed. Then, decades later, official acknowledgements confirmed that unidentified aerial phenomena had been recorded and studied extensively, with no clear explanation. While this doesn't mean aliens were confirmed, it did prove that governments had been lying about the seriousness of the investigations. What was once ridiculed turned out to be a legitimate mystery all along. What makes these secrets so unsettling isn't just what they reveal, it's how long they were hidden. In many cases, people were told they were crazy, ignorant, or paranoid for asking questions. And yet, time after time, the truth eventually surfaced. It makes you wonder how many things we accept today that might be exposed tomorrow. How many conspiracy theories are simply truths waiting for the right document to be released, or the right person to speak up. History has shown us one thing very clearly. Just because something is denied doesn't mean it isn't real. And just because the truth is hidden doesn't mean it stays hidden forever. So the next time you hear something dismissed outright, remember this list. Because some of the biggest secrets in history were hidden in plain sight, until the world was finally ready to hear them.